Started.
Sarah, do you mind writing down everybody that is part?
It'll be the same Zoom link, so you'll use the same one.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, welcome everyone to Slip and Slides. It is August 6th, 2020. We are on the brink of our fall 2020, oh my gosh, with distance learning. So thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna start sharing my screen and we're gonna jump right in. And this is gonna be amazing. So our first session this morning is Slip and Slides. And we're just gonna take an hour to make sure you guys have what you need for using Google Slides. And I sent out a pre-skills assessment. And before we go into that, I gave you guys a few tasks to complete. So if you haven't, I'm gonna ask you to do that right now. I'm gonna paste in this link to our Google site in our chat, if I can find my way back. So if you go to the chat, there's a link to our Google Classroom. And if you click on that link, that's gonna take you to our 10 Baby Steps to Google Classroom website. And here, what I'd like you to do is click on Sign In at the top right. And then for those of you who have not filled out the pre-skills assessment for the G Suite training, just take 30 seconds and let us know how comfortable you are with Google Apps, Slides, and Classroom. And then what 2 to 3 skills you would like to learn in Google Slides, and what 3 to 4 skills you'd like to learn in Google Classroom. That way I can adjust this training to meet your needs. After you're done filling that out, you're going to go to this sign-in form, and this just helps validate my Google Trainer certification. And you're just gonna click on this first workshop, add in your information, and submit. So I'm gonna give you guys about 1 minute to do that. And I'm gonna just play some music in the background and go ahead and take that time. And if you need a direct link to this page, I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now. I'm playing a copyright-free music playlist because whenever I upload my videos to YouTube, if I play copyrighted music, it blocks me or it gives me trouble. So that's why I'm playing this awesome music. And if you have already filled out both of these forms in the chat, go ahead and just say done if you filled out both forms. Stephanie's done, Chris is done, Whitney's done, Adriana's done, Lori's done with a smiley face, Caitlin's done. And if you feel like dancing, there's no judgment here. Okay, we can have a dance party. It's been done before. All right. Well, while the rest of you are finishing that up, and I'll probably have you guys mute your mics just as best practices as we get into distance learning. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to do that. And if you would like to introduce yourself in the chat, you may. One thing that I'm gonna have you guys do is, if you're new to Zoom, just the ability to switch to enter and exit full screen on Zoom. Right now I'm kind of dominating your screen. So if you need to exit so you can open a new tab to do some of the things I'm gonna ask you to do, you can go to the menu, click on View Options, then select Full Screen or Exit Full Screen. So if you need to practice that a few times while I'm talking, if that would be helpful for you, go ahead and do that. So my name is Hans Coleman. I've been in education for 15 years, 10 years as a third grade teacher, 4 years as a technology coach, 2 years as a STEAM technology specialist. I'm a Google certified educator, trainer, innovator with Women 19. So happy to be here with you guys. And if any of you are on Twitter, please take some time to share what you're learning at if you use the hashtag #SlipInSlides, we'll have a chronological order of learnings in this content. Feel free to tag me at Hans Tolman. So I've already shown you around the website. I'm going to show it to you again just one more time. So on the home page, this is kind of where you're going to land when you go to bit.ly/babystepsclassroom. On the sign-in page, that's where you're going to find the pre-skills and the sign-in form. If you go to slides, this morning we are on the slides on the left side where it says #SlipInSlides. So you can feel free to pop those out into a new tab and follow along. This is also where you will find 10 baby steps for our 10 o'clock session. And then all of the session links are listed below here. Now, let's say that this session will also be posted under videos. So if you need to come back and refer to this or review or share with a colleague, you can do that. I have a bunch of modules on 10 baby steps to Google Classroom that you guys can look back at. Also, at the end of our time, I'm going to ask for a 30-second evaluation on how I could make this course better. On the resources page, you're going to find all sorts of Google Classroom resources. If something comes up with slides, I can add that in. And then you'll also see my favorite extensions that I use on Chrome, some free distance learning trainings. If you're interested in checking out Twitter, it's where educators are sharing what they're learning with distance learning, and then some resources about Bitmoji. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And since we have such a small group, right now there's 15 of us, you can drop questions in the chat, or since we only have 15, if you unmute and just shout out, say, hey, slow down, or hey, how does that work? Show me again, or whatever, you can do that. And again, those are the session links. And guys, let's get started. But instead of me taking the lead, well, first of all, G Suite, as you guys know, are tons of different tools. We're not going to look at all those. Today, we're just going to look at slides. We're just going to slip into slides. And I'm not going to play this video because I want to see the data of the pre-skills assessment. So 15 of you are here today, 15 responses in the skills assessment. Looks like we have 3 high school students, and it looks like the rest are more elementary. Awesome. 2 RSP people, great. And then this is your comfort level. So a lot of you, 11 of you are really are comfortable with Google Apps. Only 1 person is very comfortable, and then about 3 of you have some uncomfortability. Now for our first tool, we're looking at Google Slides. 7 and 5 of you, so most of you are pretty comfortable with Google Slides. So instead of me going through the basics of Google Slides, I'm going to be going off of this because I've asked you, and what I'll do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to paste this in on a new slide. So what I've done is the data that I collected on that Google form, I copied that image and I pasted it into slide 13. And I'm just going to look at the chat to make sure. Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer and Amanda, for completing those tasks. So, so what this is going to be is this is going to be our focus for this first hour. And if we finish early, then we can have a Q&A and move forward. So one of the top things that you guys are interested in is on how to insert videos and sounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back to my slides. Oh, there's our data. Awesome. And I'm going to skip down to our classroom objectives. So this is on slide 15. And if you are all new to slides, I would take you through each of these one at a time in this order. But since we have a lot of people that are pretty comfortable with slides, we're gonna jump around based on your feedback. So like for example, you have shown interest in inserting videos and sounds. So all of these are links to different places in this page. And now I will tell you this, that I made these slides yesterday. It was kind of a last minute change, which is totally fine. So this slide is not gonna be filled out yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you how to do this task, and then you're gonna do it. So in a minute, I'm gonna have you open a new tab by pressing Control-T, and I'm gonna show you 5 different ways to get to Google Slides. The main way to get to slides is you can type in drive.google.com, click New, Google Slides. So, you know, that's about 3 to 4 steps. And in order to insert videos, you would go to Insert, Video. Once you're here, you have 3 choices. You can search YouTube, like I'm gonna type in distance learning. And then from here, you will see a thumbnail of the video, the title, the description, how many minutes it is, and then when it was posted. So this was posted June 22nd. And I believe there was a time where you could actually preview it here, but I don't think you can do that anymore. So you can scroll through and look at the top hits on whatever your search is. When you find it, you're gonna press select, and then it will insert your video. So I've just given you a bunch of steps. You're gonna go to Google Classroom, or you're gonna open a new tab, go to drive.google.com, new, Google Slides, insert video, and I want you to find a YouTube video. I'm going to give you, I believe I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to do this. And I'm gonna grab one of these timers. So you can ignore what I'm saying right now and go ahead and exit full screen and take the time to do this. On your marks, get set, go. I'm gonna play some music. Let me know if the music is too loud or obnoxious. If you have a question, feel free to unmute your mic and ask it.
Catch that hope.
All right, you have about 30 seconds to insert a video. Checking out the chat. If there's any questions, none so far. Awesome. If you just came in, I'm gonna drop in the place where I want you to go. This is where all the resources are for our session today. All right. So hopefully you guys had a chance to insert a video into your Google slide. That was one of the #1 requested things that you wanted to learn to do. And I have just updated the slide number 22 to reflect those instructions. So the next thing that I'm going to have you guys do is, let's say you don't like searching for videos in that little search engine that's within slides. What you can do is you can find a video. I'm gonna go to YouTube and type in distance learning. This is how I find most of my videos. And if you find a video that you think is important, like parents orientation, and that looks interesting, here you can preview it. And I would encourage you, before you insert any video, that you preview the whole thing to make sure that it's appropriate for children. Now, in order to get this video that you found on YouTube or another place into your slides, you would click on Share, Copy, go back to your slides. I'm going to press this new slide button, Insert Video by URL. And then, oh, by the way, do you guys know the command key for copy and paste? If you know it, drop it in the chat. I just pasted it, select, and then it's inserted. Let's see if anyone knows it. Keyboard command for copy and paste. Whitney, you get the digital prize. Control-C equals copy, Control-V equals paste. Chris, Amanda, nailed it. And then, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, J-E-G. If you wanna, yeah.
It's showing easy.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I've just shown you how to search for a video on YouTube, how to click that share button, copy, and paste it by the URL into your slides. So I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to insert a video by URL. And on your marks, get set, go. And if you decide to use this opportunity to create slides that you can actually use when you start distance learning, this will be time well spent. My examples aren't super helpful to me. So you're opening a new tab. You're going to youtube.com, searching for your video. As soon as you find the video that you want, click that share button, copy the link. Okay, you have about 45 more seconds to find your video. All right, time's up. Thumbs up, especially if you have your camera on, if you were able to insert a video by the URL. So See lots of thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Man, there's no guys here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm used to it. Okay, education. All right. So the next thing that you would do is you would practice inserting a video from your drive. Will you guys be using Zoom for your distance learning or Google Meet?
We'll be using Zoom.
Okay, awesome. If you record your Zoom meetings and you want to insert them into a slide for some reason, you can download, you can record the Zoom meeting. It will be downloaded onto your device. And then when the time comes, you can upload it to your drive, like have a drive folder called Zoom recordings or whatever. And then those videos will be insertable into Drive. And I'm gonna show you how to do that, but I'm not gonna give you time to practice because I wanna move on. So in your slide, you would click on Insert, Video, Google Drive. And from here, you can search your drive folders. You can look in shared drives, shared with me. I like to go to recent. Select recent, and then find whatever video. I also like to search for it. So if this is the video, you click on it, select, and then that video in your drive is inserted. So you can record videos on your phone, upload them to Drive, and add them that way. Now, I want to talk to you guys really quickly since we're talking video. Let's say you have this video that you want to share with your class, but you don't want to share the whole thing. Let's go to this one.
Hey, everybody.
Like this is 14 minutes. That's a little long, okay? But let's say there's a certain point that you think is really important, maybe like at 6 minutes, 35 seconds. When you select the video, I'm gonna get rid of all these side panels. If you select the video, at the top, you're gonna see format options. I'm gonna click format options and this little side panel shows up. And there's a category called video playback that you can expand and minimize. Now, the cool thing about this is you can put in the start time. So let's say I want this start time to be 6:36. Well, I can type it in, or I can, no, I feel like there was a way to do that. Oh, if you do it here, if you do it in this little preview. So we'll say 6:35.
Watching your.
I feel like it needs, oh, use current time. That's the button I was looking for. So I'm going to use current time. And then maybe I want it to end at 10:51, use current time. So this video, when displayed to my class, or if they're viewing it on their device, it will start at this time and end at this time. We can have it autoplay. Now, if it's a story with visuals and you don't want them to hear the audio, you can mute the audio. Or if you're just modeling something that doesn't require verbal instructions, you can mute it. So now when I go to present, watch what happens.
Or mini lesson, right? If you recorded a video. So
it's auto playing at 6:35 and it's going to end at, like, it will end at the time that I've chosen. And notice how it started playing automatically. So what I'm going to have you do, one of those two videos that you inserted, I would like you to select one, format options, and play with video playback. Choose a start time, choose an end time, and decide if you want autoplay and muting. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. On your marks, get set. No, I'm going to give you less time. I'm going to give you 1 minute 30 seconds and go. as soon as you're done with playing with that, go ahead and let me know in the chat, and actually tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow. So while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna wait to answer Sarah's question until your guys' time is up. You have 34 seconds left. When you finish, drop in the chat if I'm going too fast or too slow. All right, time's up. So I'm checking out the chat. I'm seeing lots of dones. Presentation is a good pace. Thank you for that. Just right, just right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wow. Sometimes when you're doing distance learning, you don't have that instant feedback, like those visual cues that you have when you're in your classroom with your kids. So getting into the habit of asking, you know, kind of checking in with your kids while you're presenting, it's helpful. So Sarah had a question. She wanted to know, does this allow you to skip advertisements on some YouTube videos? Here's what I've found. That if you insert videos into slides, here's what I want you to notice. Will it have advertisements? I feel like no, but I could be wrong. Maybe someone can answer that question in the chat. I know that these thumbnails will still pop up at the end. Like once it ends. Oh, I guess it didn't in this case. So I think it minimizes, where'd you guys go? There you are. I think it minimizes ads, but I'm not sure. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is I would like to pause and just review really quick. So what we've learned about is inserting videos, but we haven't talked about sounds. So in order to insert a sound, you would need to find a sound and put it in your drive somehow. And I will show you what that looks like. So in this practice slide that I have, I'm going to title it practice, just so I can distinguish it. If I want to insert audio, I go to insert audio, and then it only gives you the option to choose audio from your drive. So if you had audio on your computer that you wanted to be inserted into your slide, you would have to find a way to upload that into your slide. So I don't know what these are, but this office wave looks like a good idea. So I'm just gonna select that. And these are, I believe, MP4s, or MP3s, excuse me. So I'm gonna do this office wave, select, and then watch what happens as it creates this. It creates this, I want to move you. I want to move you. Can I select you? Not you. So I think you can make this bigger, but it's a little tricky. A little tricky to make that bigger. There. Can I move it? Yes, I can. So you just have to outsmart that little button. So once it's in here, do I have suggested places for audio clips? So if you want background music, this is such a great question, Sarah. Sarah's nailing it with the questions. There's this website called Bin Sounds. Let's spell it correctly, binsounds.com. Or, no, don't go there. Google Bin Sounds. Oh, Bin Sound, singular. Click here, it's a royalty-free music, and it's stock music. And so what you could do is you could sample That one's a winner. I'm going to download it onto my device. Now it gives you a choice, free license with attribution. You can use this music for free in your multimedia project as long as you give credit. For example, music, then sound. So I would want to copy that, download it. It downloads the MP3 onto my computer. Then I need to go to my drive, and then I need to go to new. Come on now. Come on, internet speed. I believe in you. Sometimes believing isn't enough. You want it to be fast, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. So anyways, you got to trust me. You go to your drive, you press new, file upload, find that download that you just downloaded, open it. You may want to retitle it. It will take some time to upload, and then you would go into your slide, insert audio, and then insert it. Now, so that's where I would recommend for like background music. And they have different genres, and I'll just drop this into the chat and you guys can open it for later. But you can search by acoustic folk, cinematic, corporate pop, electronica, urban groove, jazz, rock, world, and others. So most of them are free, but you're gonna come across some that cost money. Like this one with the blue purchase button, that costs money. And you can hear why. How much does it cost? I don't know. I feel like I purchased something from here and it was like $25, $34 for a song. But that means you have some type of license that you can own it or publish it or sell a product that has it. Anyways, you're welcome, Sarah. Now, after you insert your audio, you're going to select the audio and look over here on the right side. You have audio playback. When do you want it to start playing? When you click on it or automatically? And what volume do you want it to be at? Do you want it blaring or do you want to turn it down? Do you want to loop it so it just plays over and over like some type of horrible nightmare? Or do you want it to stop on slide change? If you want it to play through your whole presentation, you uncheck this. If you want it to only play on this slide, keep that checked. Now, because of the complication of uploading or finding sounds, downloading them, that takes a lot of time. Does anyone have, no, I'm not gonna give you guys time to practice. I'm sorry. I wanna move on because I know you guys voted for a few more things and I wanna make sure I hit those top hitters. So the other thing that you voted on, now, before I continue, does anyone else have any questions? You can drop them in the chat or just unmute your mic and ask them. All right, you guys are a quiet bunch, just like those students, so quiet. All right, the next heavy hitter was creating links to websites and other slide pages. So let's do that. So in your practice slide, I'm gonna click new slide. And I'm gonna type a word in this text box. Check in on Flipgrid. Now, in order to hyperlink text or an object, you would select what you want to become the hyperlink. So if you want it to be the words, you would select the words. If you want it to be this whole box, like if there was a background and anywhere they clicked on the whole box would link them, you would click the frame of that object. Even if it was some type of shape, you would click on that frame, because if you click on the inside, you won't be able to insert because it has that blinking cursor. So select the object by clicking on the frame. I'm going to do that here. And then you would go to Insert, and go down to link. For my technology ninjas in the house, you guys are going to press Control K. Okay? Control K. Now we need a link. So you're going to have to go to wherever you want your kids to land. For me, it's my Flipgrid. Thumbs up if you guys do Flipgrid. Oh my gosh, double thumbs up from Lori, of course. Anyone else? Oh, Lori, you got to tell them. Oh, Stephanie does. Guys, you got to talk to Lori. Okay, talk to her. Learn from her. Flipgrid is amazing, and like it is going to be the #1 tool I recommend for distance learning. I want to go to my district account. So I'm going to go to my district Flipgrid. You sign in with your Google account. In the grid that I created for my distance learning students, I had an elective and I wanted them to check in. It was this one. So I had a bunch of different grade level check-ins. So this is a place where students could go and just check in and tell me how they're feeling. So I'm going to share this one, copy that link, go back to my slide. How do we paste the link? Control what? Control V. Nailed it. Apply. So now when my kids are on this slide, they would select that. Oh, but if they click on the words, they won't get the link. They'd have to click on the object to see that pop up. Maybe that's not such a good idea. I'm going to highlight this. And I'm going to double link this thing. What I did is I highlighted or press Control A for select all. Technology ninjas, select A for select all, Control A. Control K to insert a hyperlink, Control V to paste that hyperlink. I didn't even touch my mouse, barely. That's the dream. So now my kids can click on this link and it will open up to that Flipgrid. Now, some of you are wondering, how do I link? How do I go to different slides? Well, I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to have you practice. Oh, I have to share what Caitlin just posted. She said, just want to say that adding audio is great for little ones if you record your instructions for the slide or if you read off of the text for them. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's amazing. And if there's a way you could record that like on video, so there's like a video with audio and visual instruction, so you're walking them through what you want them to do, then that could be even more powerful. Flipgrid will be awesome for asynchronous distance times. Yes, Sarah. Oh my gosh, incredible. So here's what I'm going to have you guys do. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to add a new slide, type in some text, highlight, Control K to insert a link, and then find a website that you would want your kids to go to during distance learning. So I will give you 2 minutes to do that. On your marks, maybe. There it is. On your marks, get set, go. Ignore those instructions. And cue the music. All right, you have about 40 seconds left to insert text and hyperlink it. If you're working on a slide that you've already created and that you're just enhancing, that's going to be a great way to spend your time here. If not, this is all good practice, especially for my beginners. All right, so hopefully you guys had a chance to insert that text. The next thing we talked about was linking, creating a hyperlink that will link to different pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new slide and drag it up to the top. I'm going to call this table of contents. There's way more creative ways to do this. I'm going to bullet point it. Slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, slide 5. So in order to create a hyperlink where if a student were to click on this, it would go to a different slide within this presentation, or a different slide on another presentation. But for our sake, you would highlight it, Control A. Oh, Control A selects all. That's a little too much. Not Control A. You can also hold down Shift, use the arrows, and select one character at a time. How do we insert a hyperlink after we have highlighted text? Control what? Oh, Sarah's showing me sign language. Letter K in the house. Yes, Control K. How do we paste this, people? Control what? That's not a gang sign. That's a ninja feature. Control V. And then enter, applied. So what this means, oh wait, what am I doing? Guys, ignore what I just said. I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna click on this edit button. I was modeling you what you would do if you made a mistake. You're welcome. Select your hyperlink. Click on that edit link pencil. We're not gonna put in Flipgrid. That's not what we want. We're gonna erase that and see where it says slides in this presentation. There's this little triangle that you pull down and oh, well look at this. Next slide, last slide, there's slide 2, boom. So now this is a hyperlink to slide 2. Let's apply that. Highlight, Control K, slides in this presentation, select your slide and apply. So if the students are in present mode and they need to navigate this slide, if they click on slide 3, where does it take them? Slide 3. With music, with my instructions. This song doesn't get old the first time. The first time it does not get old. Escape. Now, I've shown you how to do it. Now I want you guys to make a mini table of contents. You only have to do 2 hyperlinks to different slides in this practice slide show. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. It's a tall order, but I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to do this. And if you have questions, drop it in the chat. On your marks, get set, and hang on a sec. I've updated these instructions, giving you guys extra time. And now you have 2 minutes. Where'd my music go? Sometimes my family steals Spotify from me, virtually. But I steal it right back. This is some fun music. Copyright free. All right, I'm gonna check on the chat and see if there's any questions. You guys are so with it. About 20 minutes left. Hyperlink that table of contents to different slides in your presentation. All right, time's up. Oh, we have some people that are done. Nancy, Amanda, and that phone number I will not say aloud. And then Lori. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Now, we have about 10 minutes left. And the next heavy hitting item was adjusting master slides. And I'm happy to go over that. But some of you may have specific questions on Google Slides, and I want to answer those right now. So what I'd like you to do is, if you do have a question, unmute your mic and say it, and we'll address it. Because I want to make sure that I'm meeting your needs. So there's like, we know it all, Hans. We know everything, okay? And that's okay. All right, well, since we had a bunch of people vote for adjusting master slides, I'm gonna show that to you. And I think this is gonna be really helpful for our RSP 1, kinder, second grade, everyone. It's gonna benefit everyone. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my practice slide. When I edit master slides, what I'm doing is I'm editing the layout. See how these layouts, whenever you insert a new layout, it will have this text box here with a place that says click to add title, click to add text here. Those have all been created in the master slides. And you have kind of a library of customized slides that you can add to your layout. So if you want kids to only have a certain number of slides or slide layouts, you can insert those. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to do this. You're gonna click on slide. At the bottom, you're gonna click edit master. Watch what happens. You see this black frame come up. I'm gonna get rid of this side panel. And over here, you see your master slide. If you make any changes on the master slide, that will be reflected on all the layouts. So if you change the background on this master slide, I'll change it to a light blue, done, it will affect all the other layouts. If you add something like a shape, let's do a smiley face. I'm gonna add this to the master slide. Point. Let's color it yellow. Watch what happens. It's been added to all of these other master slides. Let me show you what this looks like on the student side. I'm gonna click this little X here in the top right corner. And look it changed all my slides. But watch this. Can I move this happy face? I'm clicking and I'm dragging on it. Can I move that? No, because it's almost like it's part of the background. So what that means, especially for my kinder first, second grade teachers, if you want things to stay in one spot and you don't want them to move, objects, you can create a master slide by going to slides, edit master, and you could change any one of these layouts. You could actually delete any of these layouts. Like, let's say I don't like that because it's ugly. Delete. I just deleted that layout. It's no longer an option on this slide. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm gonna just delete all of these because they're lame. Okay, I'm not gonna use them. My kids aren't gonna use them. I'm gonna delete them. And there comes a point where it's hard to delete them. But can I add a new layout? Absolutely. If you click new layout, I've just added it. And then you can customize the goofy font that you want for that. You can customize the background. Of course, if you change a background color in the layout, it will stick, I think. Or if you want a particular theme. That's not really working. So here's what I want you guys to do. I'm gonna give you about 3 minutes to go into masters, and on the master slide, I want you to change a few things, either about the text or about the background color or inserting something. And then I want you to delete layouts that you don't want, leave the layouts that you do want, and then I want you to create a new layout by clicking this new layout and then make something new. You can add your Bitmoji to this. If you have the Bitmoji extension, you can drag this down and this will be unmovable by my students because it's part of the background master or the master. So if they insert this layout, they will see the Bitmoji, but they cannot move it. So I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to edit your master slides. On your marks, that's a 2-minute timer. I'm gonna use it. Get set. And go. I'll check in with 2 minutes and see if you guys need more time. All right, that was 2 minutes. Give me a thumbs up if you need more time. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm gonna give you 1 extra minute. And then for my technology ninjas, I want you to use 1 minute to find a slideshow that you're proud of in your drive and get ready to do a 30-second showcase of your slideshow. So these are my people that are very comfortable with slides. Pull up a Google slide. We won't be able to show all of them, but if you have it ready, I'm gonna give you guys permission to share your screen. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. All right, 10 more seconds. Oh, man, we are out of time. I wanted to go over your guys' slides. Some of you are like, yes. All right. And then I'm checking out the chat. Let me pull this up really quickly. All right, so hopefully you guys had a chance to mess around. Sarah says, editing the master slides and layouts are just for this slide we are creating, not all the slides we create tomorrow. That is correct. Whatever changes you create on the master slide is only for that one particular slide. And Sarah also asked, also when you talk about kids adding layouts, you mean if you're working in the same slide as your students and having them add slides. So a few ways you could do this. You could either create a slide template with all of your masters, post it to Google Classroom, share it out, a copy for each student. Then all of their students would have a slide that has your slide masters already embedded. Or you could have a collaborative slide where all of them can edit, get on and make changes, add slides, and you can customize the layout. Like maybe you only want one layout. You delete all of the other layouts in the edit masters and leave the one and customize that one. So anytime they click that add new slide button, it will put in that layout. Does anyone have any last questions about Google Slides? Awesome.
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No, nothing. I say Leah and Haley. I'm guessing you guys are interested in the Google Classroom. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to have some people jumping in for Google Classroom. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to take a 5-minute break, and I'm going to close this whole Zoom down, but then we're going to reconvene at 10:05 because I need to end this recording and start a new one. So I'm going to stop sharing. You guys can wave because I'm going to shut you down, and we will see you back in about 4 minutes. All right.
Thanks.
See you guys soon.